Well, that's a very good cup of coffee on a hump day. Hello, everybody, on this hump day, and boy, do we have a lot to get to. First, let me say once again, my heart goes out to those folks affected by Hurricane Helene because people are really, really suffering. Asheville seems to be getting a lot of the limelight because it was practically destroyed, but there are many other places in North Carolina and other states that really took a beating. So for my fans and for anybody out there, whether it's family and friends or people we don't even know, let's wish them all well and do our part. Now then, it is hump day. It is hump day. Lots going on. And I'll say at the start what I said the other day, and that's that a poker chip is in the cards for today's video. So look for clues. Again, the person that finds the clue first, send an email to the fan mail located down below while you're subscribing and include your home address. And the Punisher will get that poker chip out as soon as I can, okay? So, and we'll communicate, don't worry. Dozens of U.S. ports at a standstill as we know that the port guys, the port worker guys are on strike. Couldn't be a worse time to be on strike. Now there were about 3 ships out in the ocean standing by, and now just a couple days, that was like Sunday, and now just a couple days later there are 38 or more. So ships are starting to stack up, and you know what that means? That means other things are going to happen. Well, they keep going too long. Well, what happens when the ships run out of food or run out of fuel? So it could cause all kinds of things as a domino effect, goes down. And keep in mind, we got the holidays coming up. People's Christmas gifts, everything's going to be affected. Everything can be affected. So anyway, this is what kills me. Look, I love these guys. They do great work, but there are some things that are a little bit too far. They're asking for a 77% pay increase over 5 years. That's a bit excessive, I have to say. I mean, it's hard to imagine anybody getting that, but they've been offered 50%. That seems pretty darn good. Now, for my fellow port workers, look, I know you're against automation and things, but automation can benefit you too. It doesn't necessarily mean that people will lose human jobs. Automation can help humans. My gosh, kind of got to get with the times there on that. So I have to be just a little bit critical on that. Now, I know you don't want AI or you don't want robots or other things to take over, but some automation is good, all right? Before we get too far, everybody been watching the market, I'm sure, and what better time? As you know, the Punisher is sponsored by National Gold Group. And so a few words from my sponsor, and I'll be right back after these messages. Bad news, Bank of America clients have sold $7 billion in stock. That's the largest amount since 2020. The first cut is always going to be the deepest, and rate cut should scare you. But JP Morgan and Citigroup have said there will be 2 supersized cuts this year. So what better time to invest in gold and precious metals? Call America's own precious metals company, the National Gold Group. And if you mention the Punisher's channel, you'll always get best-in-class service from America's conservative precious metals leader. The National Gold Group has the IRA fee waiver program. That means they will pay the fees on your IRA for life on qualifying rollovers. So call 888-598-9909 for a free investor's guide today. The National Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold IRA dealer. So call 888-598-9909. That's 888-598-9909. Welcome back, everybody, and now the moment you've been waiting for. Debate analysis. Expert, professional debate analysis. We started right off with Iran and Israel over there. Iran attacked Israel yesterday with like 200 missiles, and nearly all of them were shot down. They initially said there were no fatalities, but I think there ended up being one who was killed by falling debris. That's crazy. It's also some great weaponry to respond back to. Now the question is, how does Israel respond? That's what started off the debate. Since that was fresh news, Governor Walz and Senator J.D. Vance were asked, what should Israel do? Well, Walz gave the usual thing, Israel has every right to defend itself, and all that. He did at least say that on 7 October that hundreds were killed by Hezbollah, Hamas terrorists. So at least he said that, but he fell short when it comes to really, really siding with Israel. Yeah, you can say they have the right to do this and that. JD said Israel should respond in whatever way it deems necessary. Okay? That means it's Israel's decision to do it. Now, if you ask the Punisher, I think they ought to come in hard on Iran, take out some stuff. Do you know Iran is within weeks now of getting a nuclear weapon? That's bad juju. That's really bad juju. So they went on about that, and they went on about that agreement that Trump, took off the table when he came in, and they tried to twist that thing around. Bottom line is Iran is stronger now under this administration because people were scared. You need to enforce through power, okay? And that's what President Trump did. We didn't have any problems like this. So, anyway, there's that. Israel sending more troops to Lebanon, to Beirut. So we'll see what happens. Got to follow that. So it's a combination of debate news and what's really going on, okay? Walz spent a lot of time bashing Trump, and sure, JD spent a lot of time bashing Kamala. The difference is this, is one is currently holding office and is running on things that she could be doing right now and could have been doing for the last 3.5 years. It's now over 3.5 years, by the way. Meanwhile, Walz is beating up Trump when he's not in office. I mean, he can beat him up on policies and that thing. However, Trump has a record that it's still undeniable. Now, immigration and the border. How on earth can Walz say that border crossings are less under this administration than Trump? That, my friends, is a flat-out lie. It's like 4 times as high. And there's a combined 30,000 violent criminals, violent ones who have murdered or suspected murder. They're free, running around, along with a couple hundred other thousand who are criminals running around freely around the United States. So when they talk policy and they talk about this ridiculous notion that the border bill, the immigration bill that Republicans did not support, of course they like to blame Trump. They said he told them not to support it because that way he would have political points while he's running on the campaign. Well, that could actually be true. However, you don't need the bill to close the border. Remember, President Biden and Harris ran on a platform that they were going to reverse all of President Trump's border executive orders, and they did, and they opened the floodgates and they're letting these people go in. So you don't need a single law because we have laws, and those laws say you don't come into the United States illegally. You go through a port. What do you call it? A port, whatever the hell it is, port center, and you request. You don't come across the river or over the wall. Okay, they're illegal from the very get-go. So all you got to do is enforce the law and allow the Border Patrol to enforce the law. Anyway, that's that. There's no, they can't win on border control and immigration. Walz was furiously taking notes. He was scribbling away. And honestly, I think he was nervously taking notes because I don't I don't know that he ever looked back down at him. He took notes and then just responded without looking at his notes. So I think it was more of a nervous, got to take some notes. An unnecessary amount of time spent on climate. Okay, we have many more important things to talk about than climate. So they went off on the climate thing, and of course, Walls tried to say that there's more natural gas and more petroleum being refined here than ever before. Lie. We were energy independent. And Vance had a very good response, actually. He said, well, what better way to protect the climate than to, produce things, including the fuel and everything, in our own country, the cleanest country, or at least one of the cleanest countries in the world. If you keep it in-house, you can control it even better. Therefore, you're contributing to a cleaner environment, right? If we're outsourcing, you're outsourcing to people that are dirtying up the environment. So there is that. I got to tell you, something I was very pleased to see is civility. They shook hands. There seemed to be some genuine smiles and back and forth greetings, and we can agree on this and we can agree on that, and maybe not so much this. Governor Walsh says his 17-year-old son witnessed a shooting at a volleyball thing or something like that. JD said, I was not aware of that. Governor Walsh, I'm very, very sorry to hear that your son had to undergo that. So that was very kind. I trust that the story is real, of course. I hope we don't find out otherwise. But yes, if his son had to witness something like that, that's horrible. That's horrible. But there was great civility. You could even see after the fact, the mingling and stuff. JD was very, very smooth, very, very polished. And the debate in general, well, I think he won. I'd say he won. I'd say Waltz, we can disagree with his policy, but he wasn't horrible. It was a very, very good debate, if you ask me. They did fact check JD once, even though the rules were against it, and I loved the way JD smashed himself in there, and he said, whoa, wait a minute. The rules here were that you were not going to be doing any fact checking, so if you're going to fact check me regarding Haitian immigrants, which basically said there are Haitian immigrants here in a legal status, and he pointed out that app, that CBIP, whatever it was, basically was a loophole for people to become legal through an app that really isn't the right way. So it's not the right path. I would say that's even illegal. So we need to look more into this app. The walls are closing in was the headline today. Governor Walz and his little trip to Hong Kong during Tiananmen Square. I don't even really know what the story is, but anyway, he screwed up his timeline and somehow mentioned that he wasn't there but was there. Anyway, he was there during the Tiananmen Square protests and massacres. And he said, guess what? I'm just a knucklehead at times, so I screwed it up. That's basically what he said. All right. So there we go. There was a lot of expert analysis right there. I know that everybody saw the short last night. If you didn't, I did a very, very short video last night prior to the debate, and I said, hey, we can have some live back and forth. So I commented on several comments last night during the debate. I also incrementally adjusted Operation Sleet Stack to 11.0. It is at 11.0. Operation T24, Steadfast, 10.0, and Operation, the newest one, Hitchcock, Hitchcock 2.0. You know it, I know it, the American peoples know it, that Punisher is here to make heads roll, soon, very soon, and I will tell you this, Punisher and I have great respect for our followers. We love you all, and as you know, we are down to just 34 days before this here election, so make sure you're getting out there and get ready to vote Fight, fight, fight. With that, Screw James Whitey Bulger. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye. For those of you just sticking around, I got a new announcement. Guess what? Operation T24 Steadfast. I'm not kidding either. Operation T24 Steadfast 10.0 has just moved to Operation Steadfast T24 10.5. And now, Screw James Whitey Bulger. And shh, if nobody else stayed, keep that to yourself.